Today on Variant, Iron Man's Hulkbuster Armor goes head to head with Batman's Justice Buster Armor. Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than Poison Ivy hates landscapers. I'm your host, Arris. There has been a ton of requests for Versus episodes lately, which made me realize it's been a long time since we had a good battle up in here. So as the good book says, ask and you shall receive, my friends. Today it's going to be Batman vs. Iron Man, but not in the normal sense. Oh no. We're up in the ante by giving you Iron Man and his Hulkbuster armor to face off with Batman and his Justice Buster armor for one epic battle. So let's dive in and see what happens when these two beasts go head to head. Let's start this off with the Hulkbuster Armor. It first appeared in Iron Man issue 304. The Hulkbuster Armor was originally just Iron Man's modular armor with a few pieces added onto it, as the modular armor was a suit that allowed him to add and interchange pieces as needed. In this case, pieces were added to create the Hulkbuster. Much like how Stark formed the Hulkbuster Armor in Avengers Age of Ultron. Not to get off track here, but that fight scene between Hulk and the Hulkbuster Iron Man in Avengers Age of Ultron is one of the best fight scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far. Just saying. Anyway, the armor is extremely heavy duty with incredible strength, but this does reduce the suit's versatility and mobility. The armor is basically just made for brute force and power. In fact, it's been said it could lift up to 175 tons. In the comics, during the Hulkbuster's very first outing, Iron Man of course used it in an epic battle against the Hulk. The battle between Hulk and Iron Man literally went on for half of Iron Man issue 305. On top of that, the fight was basically a standstill as they were both taking and giving blows almost equally. The fight did stop before they could destroy each other, however, as they eventually realized they both wanted the same thing. Yeah, after all that, they realized they were actually fighting for no reason at all. Men, am I right, ladies? But the point is that the armor was able to go blow for blow with one of the strongest characters in the Marvel Universe, and come out with only a few dents. The Hulkbuster armor has been used several times in the comics since then, but not always to fight the Hulk. Although the next most notable time where Tony uses the armor to fight the Hulk is in the World War Hulk storyline. As you can see, this is quite a different armor, but a Hulkbuster armor nonetheless. Basically what happens during the World War Hulk storyline is the Hulk starts wreaking havoc on Earth, and of course all of Marvel heroes are like, nah bro, we can't have that now. Anyway, Tony Stark and Reed Richards go to the one man who could stop the Hulk, and that would be the Sentry. Sentry eventually agrees to challenge the Hulk, even though he's so scared of his own power that he hasn't left his home in months. But while waiting for Sentry to arrive, Tony shows up in his Hulkbuster armor to hold off Hulk in the meantime. The two of them battle for several pages, and Iron Man even gets some good blows in. But unlike the first time Iron Man fought the Hulk in the Hulkbuster armor, the Hulk was not interested in playing nice. This time the fight ends with a beyond pissed off Hulk destroying the Hulkbuster armor by throwing him through a nearby building, causing the entire building to fall on Tony. So essentially, the Hulkbuster armor didn't do as much busting in a fight where the Hulk loses his ever-loving mind. But now let's move on to the Justice Buster armor, which first appeared in Batman issue 35 of the New 52. Essentially what happens is, Joker poisons the Justice League, which causes them to go after Bruce in Gotham. But as we all know, Batman always has a plan and tells Alfred to enact Plan Fenrir. Now you may be saying, what the heck is Fenrir? Well, in Norse mythology, it's a monstrous wolf. Who said comics weren't educational? But in short, Plan Fenrir is code for roll out the Justice Buster armor. Once in the armor, Batman was able to tango with the entire Justice League. In fact, Batman says in the comic, and I quote, "The suit isn't just an armor, it's designed for war with the most powerful heroes on the planet." It's so powerful he was able to punch Wonder Woman across the street and into the side of a building, which is extremely impressive as she's one of the most powerful DC heroes. But like Batman said, the suit isn't just armor. It also has built-in protocols to take down every founding member of the Justice League, whether it be by force or not. Like for Wonder Woman, he has a relic called the Blind of Veils, which when placed around her creates strong delusions, making Wonder Woman see what she wants to see. It's essentially the opposite of her lasso of truth. The servos in the suit are also fast enough to track the Flash. This allows the suit to map Flash's movements as long as he's not moving at optimal speed, and then fires a frictionless coating exactly where it needs to be to take down the Flash. It also has a special foam that is the most absorbent material on Earth that he uses against Aquaman. And the more he struggles, the more moisture it rips from his body. The suit also has something that Batman refers to as an electromagnetic nerve tree. While you don't see it used in the comic, at one point Batman says that he has it all ready to go in case Cyborg shows up. He also says the suit has a citrine neutralizer to use against Hal Jordan Green Lantern. For those of you who don't know what citrine is, it's a yellow stone or crystal of sorts. And as most of us know, the Green Lanterns aren't too fond of yellow light as it represents fear, hence the Sinestro Corps and Parallax. The Justice Buster also has a protocol for the Man of Steel, because let's face it, that's probably his biggest threat out of the league. One of the most clever pieces are the mini red sun pods, which are built into the knuckles of his fist, which Batman refers to as his red giants. He collected them from dead solar systems with the help of Ray Palmer. This gives him the ability to punch or throw Superman across the freaking city, which is insane considering, well, he's Superman. The armor also has plasma shields that deflect Superman's heat vision and can even deflect his freeze breath. Now, having said all that, in the end, Superman did drop a building on the armor, much like Hulk did to Iron Man, and then flew Batman into the sky and ripped off the armor with his bare hands. However, Batman was still able to take him down by chewing kryptonite gum that he keeps in the suit's helmet and then spit it into Superman's eye, because, well, Batman. But now we've looked at both suits of armor, but who would win in a head-to-head matchup, Iron Man in his Hulkbuster armor or Batman in his Justice Buster armor? In the end, I'm gonna have to give this to Batman and his Justice Buster armor. But why did I come to this conclusion, you ask? Well, simply put, Iron Man's Hulkbuster is literally just made to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk, while Batman's Justice Buster was designed to take on Superman and the entire Justice League. The Justice Buster just has way more capabilities. Like I said earlier, the Hulkbuster is extremely durable and strong, but it lacks in versatility and mobility, while the Justice Buster doesn't. Plus, it can be argued that the Justice Buster's electromagnetic nerve tree made for Cyborg can also be used to take down Iron Man. On top of that, the servos in the Justice Buster are so quick they can detect the Flash, which means that it could definitely detect any move the Hulkbuster suit is trying to make. Even from the little we've seen from the Justice Buster armor, it seems pretty obvious that it's way more advanced than the Hulkbuster armor. Whether you're talking about movies, comics, or cartoons, the Hulkbuster armor is usually always portrayed as a brute force armor, while the Justice Buster armor is brute force on top of having countless offensive and defensive protocols for different situations. So to me, it seems like Batman made the better Buster armor. I'm not just saying that because I like Batman, his armor just has way more functionality to it. But don't get me wrong, the Hulkbuster armor is extremely cool, hence me currently wearing the shirt. It uses rockets to boost the armor's punches, and it has anti-gamma radiation nanites in it. But that would basically be useless against Batman's Justice Buster. In summary, the Hulkbuster was made to fight the Hulk, where the Justice Buster was made to fight several of the world's strongest heroes, including Superman. In Batman's words, the suit was designed for war, and I have to agree. So this one goes to the Justice Buster. But maybe some of you disagree. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. With man bearding more popular than it's been since this guy, a great razor is a must-have item. And well, my friends, DollarShaveClub.com delivers high-quality razors right to your door. And if you go to DollarShaveClub.com/variant or click the link in the description, you'll get a 1-month trial of any razor for $1. No, I'm not kidding, $1. You also get to pick what kind of blades you want. Personally, I'm a fan of the Executive Razor, but they have a lot more than blades. There's Dr. Carver's Shave Butter, which is freaking awesome, body cleanser, shampoo, and a bunch more. You've definitely got to check it out for yourself. Just go to DollarShaveClub.com/variant or click the link in the description and get a 1-month trial of any razor for just $1. There's no catch, hidden fees, or commitments, and you can cancel whenever the heck you want. So get your shave on, my comic conrads. You will not be disappointed. Longtime watchers of the show know I love talking about ridiculous comic book characters. And today, that ridiculous character is Big Bertha. Her real name is Ashley Crawford, and she's a supermodel by day, but a member of an offshoot of the Avengers team at night, where she becomes Big Bertha. What's her superpower, you ask? Well, she's a mutant who could add hundreds of pounds of fat to her body, which makes her invulnerable and extremely strong. She's sort of like the female Blob, but not. And this is where the ridiculous comes in, my comic conrads. Turns out that in order for her to return to her normal supermodel self, she has to throw up. Yeah, you heard me correctly, she has to vomit to return to her normal self. So despite eating disorders like bulimia being a very touchy subject, Marvel was like, screw it. If she wants to lose the weight, she has to throw up. What? Listen, I love comic books with all of my heart, but sometimes y'all do some crazy stupid stuff. First up for Wednesday, March 15th, we have Nightwing issue 17. The first stop to Nightwing's international quest brings him to Paris, where he must face off against his own great-great-grandfather, the Talon known as William Cobb. Here we have All-Star Batman issue 8. In this issue, we get to see Batman face off against the Mad Hatter. And finally, we have Guardians of the Galaxy issue 18. Gamora is said to be the most dangerous woman in the galaxy, which makes her the most dangerous target S.H.I.E.L.D. has ever gone after. But that'll bring another episode of Variant to a close. But remember, if you like the channel, be sure to subscribe and then hit the little bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. But as always, you can always like our Variant Facebook page, keep up with the show and all things comic related. You can also follow Variant on Twitter at Variant Comics or me on Twitter at Arris_Quinones. But I'll see you guys next week when I talk about all things comics. Joker poisons the Justice League universe and come out with only a fluid dents to an earth-shattering collision that creates shockwaves.